Link TV, connecting you to the world. Link TV is viewer supported. Watch more at linktv.org.
In Mexico, 70% of all adults are overweight.
In 7 years, 200 million Chinese will be obese.
Most kids in India prefer the taste of fast food.
Obesity, going global. Next on Global Pulse. A comparison of how broadcasters from around the world are covering the obesity epidemic.
Americans often lead the way in trends, and fat is no exception. The film director Kevin Smith was kicked off of a plane for being too fat to fly, and the First Lady Michelle Obama began a campaign to combat childhood obesity.
Let's move, let's get this done.
Obesity, once considered a rich nation problem, is now dramatically on the rise in low and middle-income countries. The Mexican people are experiencing a dramatic rise in size, as Mexico's Once Noticias reports.
In Mexico, 70% of all adults and 30% of children between 5 and 11 years old are obese and overweight. The obesity index rose 300% in the last 30 years, which has created a new cause for concern. To confront this problem, the federal government, in coordination with the private sector, put in place a national strategy for healthy eating to combat obesity. A plan to oversee the food sold in or nearby schools is also being considered because of the easy access kids have to so-called junk food and sweets.
Lollipops, fruit candies, peanuts, what else? That's it.
Food vendors will also need to provide more information about the products that their customers consume.
The World Health Organization predicts by 2015 approximately 2.3 billion adults will be overweight and more than 700 million will be obese. Already it's estimated that over 22 million children are overweight. And that's hitting some Asian countries hard. With economic prosperity has come Western lifestyles and diet, leading to a new generation of children who may not outlive their parents. As Al Jazeera English, France 24, and Russia's RT report.
In yesteryears, most kids in India were thin and looked rather lean, but today, urban Indian kids have an excess weight problem. There are many reasons for this alarming trend. High-fat fast food is readily available and marketed by multinational companies as good food. The concept of play has also changed with very little physical activity and more electronic gadgets. However, this problem is not restricted to the affluent class, since fast food is affordable to all.
China is getting fat. 25 years after the country started its opening up policy, subsequent lifestyle changes have seen a growing percentage of the population facing weight problems. Pan Lei is one such sufferer. The 17-year-old student is taking around 6 months off school to attend a special program in Beijing after she started having serious health problems because of her weight. And Pan Lei is not alone. China has the fastest growing obesity rate in the world, with a quarter of the country's urban youth now classified as overweight, a more sedentary lifestyle coupled with changing eating habits mostly to blame.
But is too much unhealthy fast food the only reason that many Chinese are becoming overweight? The reason behind teenage obesity in China is social as well as economic. Over the last 3 decades, China's one-child policy has produced a generation of spoiled little emperors who've too much to eat and too little time to play.
Childhood obesity is one of the most preventable of epidemics, and parents can play a major role in fighting it, as Korea's KBS reports.
This exercise program is for obese children and includes parents. It's more effective when the parents attend, so the kids won't get bored as easily. At this home, a mother and a daughter work out together. She does not like vegetables, but if mom and little brother eat together, she follows them and eats the vegetables too.
Because the whole family follows the same diet, my daughter tends to control her eating better.
Research shows parents' lifestyles affects children's obesity the most. In South Korea, child obesity rates in low-income families are twice as high as the average because both parents work for a living and cannot prepare meals for their children.
Because my parents are not with me most of the time, I usually eat ramen, hamburger, and snacks.
The First Lady's goal is to eradicate childhood obesity in a generation. So what do you think needs to be done to stop the obesity epidemic? Tell us what you think. Go to our website at linktv.org/globalpulse. For Global Pulse, I'm Erin Coker.
Link TV is the only U.S. network dedicated to global and national news, uncompromising documentaries, and diverse cultural programs. Programs which connect you to the world. To learn more, visit linktv.org.